which we will be reviewing for the test, and we will be doing page 36 and 37 also. And we're gonna start some more things. Yesterday, on page 35, you starred remember be, because it was talking about dividing a sentence between the subject and the predicate. And you know what, that's where we're gonna start today. We are gonna look at these sentences I have on the board, and we are gonna divide them between the subject and the predicate. We'll underline the subject once, and we'll underline the predicate twice. Alright, so let's read the first sentence. Mom filled 2 cups with water. So, who or what is that sentence about? Everybody.
Mom.
It is about mom, so you're going to draw the line to separate mom from the rest of the sentence. So what is your subject?
Mom.
Mom. So you're going to underline mom?
Once.
So what is the predicate?
Fill 2 cups with water.
Please pay attention up at the front of the board. Stop playing with your papers. What are we going to do to fill 2 cups with water?
Underline it twice.
Yes, underline it very neatly 2 times. Alright, let's go to the next sentence. Read it with me.
Last night, Kelly practiced the piano.
Who or what is that sentence about? Everybody.
Last night, Kelly.
Last night, Kelly. It is about Kelly, so you're going to go all the way to the word Kelly, right? And put the line after Kelly. Hey, I do not like to have to stop in the middle of my video to get on to people who aren't paying attention. Please pay attention. Eyes up here. So what is your subject?
Last night, Kelly.
And you would need to underline that.
Once.
And what is your predicate?
Practice the piano.
So you would underline that.
Twice.
Okay, the next sentence.
I celebrated my birthday.
I. Very good. It is about I. So you're going to draw the line right after the word I. So what is the subject?
I.
So you're going to underline the word I.
Once.
And what did I do?
Celebrated my birthday.
Celebrated my birthday. I am not over here. I am over there. You need to pay attention, okay? Put your hand down off your face and get your attention up here really well. What are we going to do to celebrate my birthday?
Underline it twice.
Underline it twice. Alright, then we have the next sentence which says,
My sisters and I enjoy soccer.
so who is that sentence about?
My sisters and I.
Alright, somebody just said my sisters. What about that and I? Remember, there's such a thing as a compound subject where more than one person is doing something. So in this case, it says more than one person doing something. Yes, it is my sisters and I. So what is your subject?
My sister and I.
So you underline that once. And what is the predicate?
Enjoy soccer.
Enjoy soccer. So you underline that twice. Alright, so you already have that starred on your paper from yesterday. Okay? Now, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to star today's paper, Remember A. So everybody, get today's paper, page 36. And I want you to star that because there is a section on your test just like this. So make sure page 36 is on top. And put a red star by it. You can use a colored pencil or you can use your pen. And it says to circle all the singular nouns and draw a box around all the plural nouns. Now remember I told you that when you're doing your box, if you're doing it sloppy, then it's going to end up looking like a circle. So your box, if I were you, I would just draw a line above it, draw a line below it, and then connect the sides so that you have a nice, neat box. For example, we do have a plural noun this time. In this first sentence, what is a plural noun?
Mom.
Cups. Cups. Mom is not a plural. Mom? Is mom plural?
No.
What is mom?
Singular.
So mom would get circle. And you have one more noun in that sentence. Soccer. Soccer. Where are the rest of you? What are we gonna do to it? What are we gonna do? Circle it, because it is singular. Singular means one. All right, let's do your paper together. Did everybody put a red star by remember A? All right, now I want you to take your regular pencil. I want you to circle that word singular. Circle the word singular so you can remember that you're supposed to be circling singular. And then put a box around the word plural so you can remember you're supposed to be boxing the plural. In the directions, circle the word singular, box the word plural. All right, you guys ready? Let's read the first sentence. Our little sister has 2 new teeth. Now, Olivia, slow down, give them a chance. Please don't try to be the first one. But everybody, wake up. What's your first noun?
Teeth.
Sister. Sister would be first. Teeth is one, but sister would be first. I said what was the first one? So is sister singular or plural?
Singular.
We're going to
Circle it.
And next noun is
Teeth.
Is teeth singular or plural?
Plural.
Plural. Because you have more than one. If it's one, it's tooth, right? So more than one would be teeth, so that's plural. So you need to put a box around it. This is super important. We need to go on.
Is men men and man gonna be like on the test?
Yes.
Okay.
So you need to know which one's singular and which one's plural. We'll do that when we get to it, okay? Number 2, a young moose is called a calf. All right. Now, you may look at that first noun. What is the first noun?
Moose.
And you may be like, but it can be singular or plural. Well, wait. What does it say in front of it? It says, What does mean? If I have a marker, a pencil, a shoe, how many do I have? One. So this means this moose is singular. Because it says a young moose. Okay? If it just said young moose, then it might be plural. But because it says a young moose, you know this one is singular. It's called a calf. What's the other noun? Calf. And calf is singular. All right, read the next one. The official animal of Colorado is the bighorn sheep. All right, so what's the first one?
Colorado.
That's not the first one.
Animal.
Animal. You guys passed animal right by. Is animal singular or plural?
Singular.
So you're going to
Circle it.
Now the second one is
Colorado.
and that is
Singular.
So circle it again. And the last one is
Sheep.
bighorn
Bighorn.
sheep. Okay, this time it is bighorn sheep because that's the name of that animal. It's a certain kind of sheep, the bighorn sheep, right? And it's different than regular sheep, right? So it's not regular sheep. It is called a bighorn sheep. So is that singular or plural? Well, go back to animal, and you see animal is singular, so this is going to be
Singular.
Do you say bighorn?
Yeah, you circle bighorn sheep. This is not an adjective describing the sheep. This is the name of this creature. The creature's name is bighorn sheep. In fact, that's the picture of it right there. That's the bighorn sheep. You would not look at that creature and say, oh, look, that's sheep. You say, oh, look, there's a bighorn sheep. Right? So that's what it's called. It's called bighorn sheep. All right, go to the next one. Jackson helps Grandma carry the groceries from the car. What's the first one?
Jackson.
Singular or plural?
Singular.
Singular. So circle it. Next is?
Grandma.
Grandma is?
Singular.
So circle it. Next? Groceries. Groceries is? Plural. That was one of those where they changed the Y to an I and add ES. So put a box around groceries. Nice and neat. Remember? Underline below it, underline above it, and connect the sides. That'll make a nice neat box. All right, and the last one in that sentence?
Car.
And car is?
Singular.
So circle it. All right, and the last one for this section, Dad and my 2 uncles caught several fish last Saturday. Alright, so the first noun?
Dad.
Dad is?
Singular.
So circle it. The next one is?
Uncle.
Uncles. Uncles is? Plural. More than one. Uncles. So put a box around it. The next one is? Fish. Fish is?
Singular.
Plural.
Alright, we didn't learn this one, but this is another one like moose. Because look at the word in front of fish.
Several.
Several. What does several mean? More than one, right? So fish is another one of those words that fish is singular or fish, several fish, right? Okay, so note, seeing that word several shows that fish is plural. Because several means more than one. So several fish means more than one fish, right? So what do you need to do to fish? Box it. Did you box it? Please get your hand off your head and hold your paper still so it's not wiggling around when you're trying to make your box. Okay? And the last one is?
Saturday.
Saturday is?
Singular.
Alright, we also learned about different rules and we're going to focus on the words that change or the words that stay the same. So everybody sit up. This is not time to lay down. And let's read in the blue box. First we're going to read the ones that change entirely and then we're going to read some that stay the same. So, man becomes men, child becomes children, foot becomes feet, mouse becomes mice, goose becomes geese, woman becomes women, ox becomes oxen, tooth becomes teeth, and the ones that stay the same are elk, moose, sheep, deer, and what's missing? Antelope, and which one did we just learn? Fish. Okay, so put a star with your red pen by that section, that blue section. Make sure you know those. Put a star with your red pen by this section. Make sure you know those. You need to know those. They will be on the test. All right, you need to know. You'll have to take words that they give you and change them to plural. Okay, they're going to give you certain words and you'll have to use the rules. And we'll review all the rules in a minute. Alright, so let's do this section together. You're going to use those words in the blue box to fill in the sentences. So let's look at number 1. The blank splashed in the rain puddles as they walked to school. What would be a good word to put in that blank? Liam?
Children.
Children. The children. That would be a good word to put there. Let's get up in our chair, good please. Stop hanging off the edge of your chair. Everybody should be sitting up and your chair should be close to your desk so you're not having to lay across your desk to write. Children. So that is the plural child. Children. Make sure you spell it correctly because it's right there to copy. This would be something I would take off a point for because it's right there to copy, right? All right. Our blank stayed dry in colorful rain boots.
Feet.
Okay, you raise your hand. Yeah, feet. Our feet. Plural of foot changes it to feet. Foot becomes feet. You need to wake up and start daydreaming. Yes, ma'am? Stop your daydreaming. Number 3, the blank and women tried to stay dry under their umbrellas. Cass? Men. Men and women. Both of those are plural. Man becomes men, woman becomes women, men and women. Alright. Number 4, as he walked down the hall, Jacob's wet shoes squeaked like a family of mice. Very good. Mouse is singular, mice is plural. Alright, so let's take a moment before we do the next section and let's review the other reasons for making a word plural because they're not on this chart, right? So, first of all, most of the time, you just add S. But we learned if the word ends in
C-H-S-H-S-X-T, add E-S.
we learned if the word ends in
F or F-E, change the F or F-E to a B and add E-S.
we learned if a word ends in
Y, preceded by a consonant, change the Y to an I and add E-S.
we learned if a word ends in
Y, preceded by a vowel, just add S.
Very good. Alright, so that's what you're going to be doing in the next section. And you will have to do that within sentences on your paper, just like what you did in the last section, except it was just all the ones that change or all the ones that stay the same, wasn't it? But on your test, you'll have to be using different words that follow those rules also, right? And change them to plural, right? And then there'll be another section on your test where you just have to look at the word and tell me if it's singular or plural. And we are going to practice that in a minute. But let's look at the next section. All right, it says, last week we drove to the mountains. Can you guess the animals we saw? Look at the sentences and remember A for a hint. All right. 2 gentle blank had soft brown coats and small quiet feet. Raise your hand, please. Yes.
Sheep.
All right, it said to look at remember A. You're looking at what we just did, and that's part of remember B. Remember A is where your hints are coming from.
Bighorn deer.
Deer, deer. Because deer is what you want here. Bighorn sheep weren't in remember A either, were they? Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
were. Yeah, there was one, wasn't there? But what you need here is deer. So what's the singular? Deer. What's the plural? Deer. So it really doesn't matter that it says 2 because no matter what, it would be still deer. All right? The next one, you should be writing deer. Whether it's singular or plural, it's deer. But this is deer plural because it says 2. Number 6, we saw 2 bighorn blank on the side of the mountain. I'm not done yet. You're not supposed to be blurting out either. Please stop doing that. We saw 2 bighorn blank on the side of the mountain hitting their curved horns together loudly. Raise your hand if you want to answer. Paige.
Sheep.
Sheep. And again, it does not matter that it says 2 because whether it's singular or whether it's plural, you're still going to use sheep. All right, number 7, Aunt Sue spotted a mother blank and her calf. This one especially is where you need to go back to remember A and get your hint. A mother blank and her calf. Zeke?
A mother moose.
Moose. Very good. They want moose here because that's what they mentioned in remember A. A young moose is called a calf, right? So they're referring back to that moose. And a moose calf is going to be with its mother until it gets old enough, unless something happens to its mother. It gets very sad. All right, at the bottom, these are not in sentences, but we're going to practice making these words plural. Okay, so we're going to start with army. All right, so what does that word end in?
Y.
Is that one of our rules?
Yes.
Yes. So what's in front of the Y?
Consonant.
A consonant. So what does that tell us to do?
Change the Y to an I and add E-S.
You understand how you have to look at words and think through the rules? All right. All right, so you should write arm and then change that Y to an I and add ES. All right, the next one is the word, what does it end in? Is that one of our rules? No. So what are we going to do? Just add S. So write the word pair and just add S. All right, what's the next one?
City.
City. What's it end in?
Y.
Is that a rule?
Yes.
Yeah. So what's in front of the Y?
A
Consonant. So that tells us to change the Y to an I and add ES. All right. The next word is ox. Now, I heard my say it, but don't blurt it out. We could look at this word ox and say, oh, it isn't an X. But we need to remember something special. What, Owen? E-N. This is oxen, yes. Remember that's one of the ones that changes entirely. Ox becomes oxen. It doesn't follow that X rule where we add ES. Ox becomes oxen. Fox would become foxes, but ox becomes oxen. So add an E-N. You got it? Ox becomes oxen. Right? Okay. Next is the word coach. What does it end in?
C-H.
Does that remind you of a rule?
Yes.
Let's say the rule.
C-H, S-H, S extra Z, add E-S.
So just copy the word coach as it is and then just add an ES. And the last one is knife. What does that one end in?
F-E.
What does FE tell us to do?
Change the F for F-E to a V and add E-S.
So as you start writing the word knife, when you get to the FE, don't put FE, change it to a V and add ES. Is it super important? It is. Knives is one of our spelling words. In fact, a lot of F or FE words are our spelling words this time. All right, I want you to go ahead and you can put stars by those because you will have to change words from singular to plural. So put stars by those sections. The difference is on your test, they will actually be in sentences, and then they'll give you a word in parentheses that you need to make plural. Yes. All right, we're gonna finish this, and then we'll go. I already asked you guys before we started if we could finish this before we went. I can't stop the video. That's why I asked you before we did it. All right, on page 37. So everybody, did you put stars by those sections? Because you will have to be able to make words plural. All right, so on page 37, let's continue on. All right, we're going to underline the noun. That's all we're doing is finding the noun in these. And on your test, you're going to do nouns, but you just have to tell me if they're singular or plural. All right, so you just look at the nouns. So we're not going to tell if they're singular or plural. We'll do it verbally, but you're not going to have to write it here. But you will on the test. So let's look at those words in row 1. Everybody look at the words in row 1. Read them. Smooth page, only laughed. Only one of those words is a noun. What is it?
Laugh.
Laughed. Laughed is not a noun. Page. You have a page right in front of you. Don't you have a page right in front of you? You're working on that page now? Adam, do you understand that page is noun, not laughed? Laughed is something you do. I laughed at the joke. Ha 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 ha. I did that. Yeah, that's a verb. All right. Go to the row 2. Let's read those words. By the way, you're supposed to underline the word page. So that's what you're supposed to be doing to these nouns. All right, let's read the words in number 2.
Sweet, warm, crumbs, dry.
Which one of those is a noun?
Crumbs.
Crumbs. Sometimes I have to tell you guys after we've had lunch in here to pick up your crumbs. Right? Crumbs. Just underline crumbs. All right, let's go to number 3. Read those. Store, slick, stumble, quietly. Which one of those is a noun? Store. Store is a place. All right, let's go to number 4. Car, loud, starting, never. Car. That one was so easy. Everybody knows a car is a thing. And then row 5. Fluffy, cute, puppy, and puppy. Underline puppy. All right, in the next section, you're going to do each row. You're going to bubble the word that is made plural incorrectly, and then we need to write it correctly at the end of the row. So the words, raise your hand, look at the words. Which one is done incorrectly? Adam?
Rivers.
Rivers, very good, because river ends in an R. That does not tell you to add an ES. So bubble rivers, and then go to the end of the row, and they have a line for you to write rivers. Don't add ES, just add S. So write river just with an S, not with an ES. You don't need a calculator. You don't need to calculate it. You see what they did? You need to stop calculating things that don't need to be calculated. You also need to hold your paper still so it's not wiggling around as you write. It's easier to write near if your paper is not wiggling. Why'd you do ES again? Didn't we just say that was wrong? Get your eraser out, please, and get rid of that and just put S. We're correcting it. We're not writing it the same way. We're correcting it. River ends in an R. R doesn't tell you to add ES. R tells you just to add S. All right, let's go to the second section. Number 2. Look at those words. Which one of those is done incorrectly? Landon. Hobbies. Hobbies. So bubble in hobbies. What was wrong with it?
They didn't change the Y to an I.
Yes, it has a consonant before the Y, so they should have changed the
Y to an I and add ES.
Just add S. R does not say add ES, it says just add S. Now, write hobby, so when you get to the Y, change the Y to an I and add ES. All right, the next one. Look at that row. Owen.
Deer.
Deer. Because what's wrong with deer?
It's
Yeah, they added an S and wrote deers. And deer is singular and deer is plural, so you just need to write the word deer. All right, go to number 4. Who can find the mistake? Eric, can you find the mistake in row 4? Which one is wrong? You're looking for the plural. 1, 2. If you have a lot of them, they are teeth. And that is teeth. Go to the next word. See if they made a mistake on that one. Horses. That's how you would say it. You would say a lot of horses. I saw a lot of horses. That is what it says. Horses. Yes. Geese. Did you say there were a lot of geese? So that one's not wrong. So what about the next one? That's not really wrong. So that's what you need to do. Make sure I read them to you tomorrow if you don't know what they are. If you don't know what they are, how do you know they're right? Lice. If lice, what do you do? No, we learned a rule, right? About FE, that you change the FE to a B and add ES. So bubble in that lice and write lives. Change your FE to a B and add ES. All right, and the last one in that row. Zeke.
branches.
Yes.
You're supposed to add ES, not
Yes.
just S.
Branches. That first one, they didn't add ES. Branch. One branch ends in a CH. CHSH, SX or Z. Add ES. All right, now we have a little bitty word find. No, not yet. I'm sorry. We have to do another. You guys can put another star. They're going to make you do it again. You have to divide between the subject and the predicate. Everybody with me? Everybody finished writing branches? All right, let's do it. The mother snow leopard finds a safe place in the rocks for her babies.
The mother snow leopard.
Very good. Everybody should be answering. The mother snow leopard. So draw the line after the mother snow leopard. And then the subject is the mother snow leopard. And what's the predicate? What does she do? finds a safe place in the rocks for her babies. So neatly underline once, the mother snow leopard, and neatly underline twice, finds a safe place in the rock for her babies. All right, little cubs tumble and play with each other. What is the subject there?
Little cubs.
So draw the line after little cubs. And what would be the subject?
Little
So
cubs.
underline little cubs once. And what do those little cubs do? That's your predicate.
Tumble
Tumble and play with each other.
Other.
Older cubs follow their mother on her hunt.
Older cubs.
Very good. Older cubs is your subject. So draw the line after it to separate. And underline once. Older cubs. And underline twice.
Follow their mother
On her hunt. Very good. The cubs learn to be good hunters like their mother.
The cubs.
The cubs. The sentence is about the cubs. So draw the line after the cubs. And what's the subject?
The
The
cubs.
cubs. What's your predicate?
Learn to be good hunters like their mother.
Very good. And make sure you underline your subject once, predicate twice. Last one. In 2 years, the cubs grow to be adult snow leopards.
In 2 years, the cubs.
In 2 years, the cubs. Very good. So put the line after the cubs again. And underline the subject. In 2 years, the cubs. And what do they do? Predicate. Grow to be adult snow leopards. All right, let's look at that group of letters. In number 1 in the next section, you need to just find the plural word. So what plural word is hidden in that? Somebody has an answer. Abby. Glasses. So find the word glasses and circle it. Make sure you get all the way to the plural part. Don't just do glass. They want glasses. All right, look at that next row. Somebody else that has an answer. Grace. Churches. Very good. So find the word churches in that second row. Go to the second row and find churches. And circle the plural of church, which is churches. All right, what about the next row? Cass? Calves. Very good. Calves. Remember calf would be singular? So you're doing calves. With a change the V to an ES. This is in the next row. Calves. Calves. Calf is singular, calves is plural. And Leon, what about the last row?
Parties.
Parties. Very good. Parties, which would be a word ending in Y. So you're changing the Y to I-N-E-S. Parties. All right. Leave your paper right there a second, and we're going to play a quick game. All right, this is what we're going to do. If the word I say is singular, you're just going to raise one finger. If the word I say is plural, you're going to go, okay? So singular, plural, okay? So that's finger. All right, so when I say the word, I either want to see you do this, I want to see you do this, because that's plural. Feathers. Good. Bottles. Good. Moose. Actually, you can do both. You can go, because it's both, right? Bus. Should be just one. Bus. What would be the plural of bus? Did I say buses?
No.
One bus. Parties. All right. Butterflies. Good. Women. Very good. Woman is one. You would have to look at the spelling. Since you're having a hard time remembering how you pronounce it, if it says M-A-N, then that's singular. If it says M-E-N, that's plural. Classes. Okay. Sleeves. Very good. Boy. Good. Pages. Good. Grapes. Good. Boxes. Almond. both. So it could be singular, it could be plural, you don't know which one I'm talking about. Books. Good. Oxen. Good. Girls. And cookie. Alright, very good. Alright. Now we're gonna write really quickly, just on your notebook paper. Oh, we didn't change the word plural, did we? Oh, let's just, go ahead and write on your notebook paper. Alright, you're gonna write study, language. Then you write this stuff down, and it's test, and the test is Wednesday, October 7th. Alright? So number one, singular or plural? And I'm gonna give you a page number in the back of your books. You're gonna take your language books home tonight, and there's a page number in the back of your book that gives you the word singular and its definition. So, but everybody should know that already. What does singular mean?
One.
Yeah, so underneath the word singular, I want you to put page 199, where it can remind you, if you don't remember, it can remind you that singular is one. And then, underneath the word plural, put page 197. Okay, page 197. Alright, and then you also have these pages that you've been putting stars by, alright, where you were practicing making words singular and plural. Alright, so also see pages 35 to 37. By the way, do not do page 38. That's for after the test. You're going to take it home to help you study, but do not do page 38. Alright? So you will have to tell me if the word is singular or plural. You actually have to make words plural at times. Alright? You will have to circle. You will have to circle words that are singular and box words that are plural. So there is just a lot of singular and plural. You're going to have to do a lot of different things for singular and plural. Right? And then number 2, subject and predicate. And I actually want you to write it like we have to do it on the... So write the word subject and underline it once. Write the word predicate and underline it twice. So if you're looking up the definition of subject and predicate, if you need to look up predicate, predicate is on page 198. So put page 198 underneath the word predicate. And if you need to look up the definition for subject, that is on page 199. So underneath subject, put page 199. And then there were 2 pages that you had where you had to divide the words. One was page 37, and the other one was page 35. So underneath that, write see page 35, comma 37. Because there are only 2 pages where they made you divide the sentence between the subject and the predicate. Alright, so you will have to do that on the test tomorrow too. And then there is one more section where you need to know types of sentences. And I am running out of room. I'm just going to write number 3 up here, types of sentences. And what have I told you about that?
You just need to look at the periods, or not the period, but
The punctuation. Yes, you just need to look at the punctuation because you're not going to have to tell me what kind of sentence it is and punctuate it. You're just going to have to look at the punctuation. Which one do you need to be careful for?
Declarative and imperative.
Yes, because both of them end in a period, so those are the ones you have to really read those sentences and decide if they are declarative or imperative, because they're both gonna end in a period. And let me give you a page number for the times, actually, I'm sorry, I keep calling it types of sentences, but in the book, let's change types to kinds. Kinds of sentences. Because in your book, it actually is listed under kinds of sentences, and that is on page 197. That's on page 197. And you do not have a section like that on your paper. I can't tell you about it, but I will just remind you that it is so simple because they've already punctuated them. You're just telling what kind of sentence it is. So the only one that could trick you up is the one that ends in a period. Do not say, oh, it's a period, it's gotta be declarative. No, it's also imperative. You need to read the sentences and decide which one is which. And I'm not even gonna review those charts again because I'm pretty sure you guys know those, right? Alright, and that is it. Not really a hard test, as long as you know your making words plural rules and your subject and your predicate.